Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to get as many MPGs as possible while overlanding or doing an outdoor activity, traveling hundreds and hundreds of miles on the highway and off pavement. As always, if your fuel tank is to become compromised, the EPA will disavow all information of your existence. I am Johnny Rawl, and this is MPG Possible.
I accept, Johnny Rawl. I have a score to settle. In this video, we follow up on MPGs and how overlanding mods affect them. If you haven't already, watch part 1, linked at the top right. In the first video, I talk about how wind drag, friction, and weight decrease your MPGs. We had some very interesting results. This stock Subaru 4-star with a rooftop tent lost 7.5 MPGs, and this Jeep Gladiator Rubicon on 35-inch tires, 305mm wide, only lost 3.5 MPG. I didn't talk about solutions to offset those modifications, so even though my first video was informational, it was kind of a bummer for some of you. I didn't talk about gravity. Driving uphill is going to hurt, and driving downhill is going to feel good. So let's get into talking about driving style and driving techniques to maximize your MPGs, because you want to offset those overlanding mods that you have strapped onto your vehicle, right? I also do a real-world test. We also have 3 different vehicles we're looking at here: a 4-cylinder, a 6, and an 8.
Trip out in Utah, I saw calculated 15 miles per gallon. I know a lot of people do worse than that. Just with my setup with skinny tires, not too much weight, that's what I get.
This is my new friend Quan. We met over at the Mammoth Ski Resort in the parking lot. He pointed out and said, "Hey, I know you. You make those YouTube videos." And instantly we are now friends. Like myself, he travels long distances to recreate, to go snowboarding, to go hiking, to just visit another state and national park. We also go overlanding / car camping. Oftentimes it's a rough road to get to our campsites. Something like a Toyota Prius just isn't capable enough, and also just isn't large enough to carry our gear and even sleep in. Why did Quan build his minimalistic overlanding rig to get 15 MPG highway? As mentioned in part 1, it's 2 reasons. It's going to be cost and also fuel range. If the lightly modified GX gets 15 MPG highway and the heavily modified version gets 12, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference, but look at the big picture. The lightly modified Lexus GX 470 gets 69 miles more range. Just last weekend, 30 of us did the Mojave Road Overlanding Trail. It's 130 miles, and if I did not bring my extra gas can, I would not have completed this trail. So does fuel range matter? Heck yeah, it does. Actually, the reason I made this MPG video was because of this trip. I organized this event for my 10,000 subscriber celebration, and I just wanted to emphasize that people need to bring extra fuel, because I remember when I did this 2 years ago, I was running on fumes at the end. Stay tuned for next week's video. I'll be releasing a really long video about the Mojave Road. Alright, enough with the tangents already. Let's get into what you could do to maximize your MPGs if you already have overlanding mods. In the first video about MPG comparison, my numbers kind of sucked. I expected better. So what happened was my drive shaft was rubbing up against my gas tank bash bar, and that's definitely going to affect your MPGs. I noticed a 3 MPG drop on the highway. So now that this is fixed, I'm good again. So you'll want to make sure your vehicle is in good working order. Is there something that's killing your MPGs, like a clogged air filter? Or Maybe there's carbon buildup in your engine. This is a common problem in the newer direct injected engines. Maybe your spark plugs are not running optimally. Maybe your wheel alignment is off. It could be a transmission slipping. Hopefully not. That's a pretty serious issue. Now let's get into some driving tips. The faster you go, the less fuel efficiency you're going to have. That's common sense. But what you might not know is once you change your tires from highway terrains or all seasons and you slap on some all-terrain tires or mud terrain tires, the faster you go, especially beyond 70 miles per hour, your MPGs are going to drop way down, much more compared to all seasons or highway terrains. For those of you building out an adventure mobile, you need to decide if you have to go with all terrains. And if so, how aggressive do you get the tread? Tires like the Yokohama G015 or the Cooper Discovery AT34S or the Falcon Wild Peak AT Trails. And then there's the more aggressive trail tires like the BFG KO2 or the Falcon Wild Peak AT3W. The more aggressive you get, the less MPGs you're going to have at higher speeds, and that's going to be exponential. Choose a tire according to the places you want to go. Are you going to be driving through rock gardens? If so, you probably need a more aggressive trail tire. Are you just driving down fire roads? Then a basic light trail tire will do the job. Do you drive around the swamps of Florida like Aaron from Honda Pilot Overland? You probably need mud terrains.
That puddle is too big for right now.
That puddle's too big and too deep.
Woohoo! All right, don't fall into the big puddle. Don't fall into the big puddle. Woohoo! Whoa!
The next tip is to utilize cruise control when you're on a flat road. Cruise control system should choose a gear that runs low RPM. Tip number 5, drop speed on steep climbs. Gravity really works against you, and your vehicle has to work so much harder to go uphill. This is where you probably want to turn off cruise control or just set the cruise control about 10 miles per hour lower or more.
All right, now that you can see this flag right here, so we actually have a headwind now.
Tip number 6, react to the wind. You don't want to drive too fast or overspeed into a headwind. So that's about all the tips I have for this video. Make sure you check out part 1 because we go over a lot of different things like rooftop tents. I just really didn't talk about solutions, right? One thing to keep in mind is to make sure you don't overbuild your vehicle. My friend Dak Photo has a Lexus GX that has a very, very heavy build. He's carrying about 1,200 extra pounds. Is it overbuilt? Well, his goal is to do a trip out to Alaska and go down to South America. So he's going to places where there's going to be wildlife that he might run into. And let's say he runs into a deer and didn't have that front steel bumper. That would destroy his trip and it would leave him stranded. So his life may very well depend on that front steel bumper. Now, what if you're just grocery getting and you hardly even off-road and you just wanted to look cool like that with a snorkel? Then you probably did it wrong. You probably should take off that gear that you're not going to use. But I'm not your mom, so do what you want. I would recommend that you build your vehicle like my new friend Quan.
All right, so you have a Lexus GX 470, it looks like. And this is definitely a vehicle that I've recommended for a while, but now that everyone knows about the secret, now I'm kind of thinking maybe you should look for a Nissan Xterra because these are super pricey. When I recommended them, they were not pricey. I just did a video about MPGs and how modifications affect these MPGs. You're going to tell me about your trip out to Utah and what kind of miles per gallon you were seeing.
Sure. My trip out in Utah, I saw calculated 15 miles per gallon. I know a lot of people do worse than that. Just with my setup with skinny tires, not too much weight, that's what I get.
Right, so you have a very lightweight build, and you run 255 millimeter wide tires. Some people call those pizza cutters. I purposely ran 255s because I heard that the GX guys are running 255s. I'm like, I'm going to run them too.
Yeah.
On the Honda, I could run 265s, which is a OEM size. I'm like, I'm going to go 255. So you're getting 15 miles per gallon out there. You got the Falcon wall peaks.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys will see, 13, 12, 13. These come stock 265s. The most common tire is 285s that people upgrade to.
Yeah.
But with the 255s, lighter rims definitely helps. So, yeah.
Nice.
And I don't have anything up top to get wind drag.
Right
Now, at least.
Your system is really. John? Can we walk over to your rear and just take a look at your system and how you have it all situated? I know a lot of the GX guys have this table, but can you show us how awesome and how much like surface area this thing has?
This table is awesome. It's from Australia. It's called Kaon. That's the company. It's shipped in 5 days from Australia.
Okay.
Boom. Nice. It's got the cage here. Carry all the spices there.
That's so sick.
Burner here.
See, look how wide that is.
Butimus Maximus.
Yeah. Built this drawer out with my brother-in-law. Just plywood, locking sliders, store all my camp gear.
Oh man.
Mattress when I'm solo. We built this Costco fridge. Built the tilting function.
Easy now, easy.
Kind of scared me there for a moment. I just run it with the Jackery 500.
I puckered up.
And I know where you got that fridge because I have the same fridge.
Costco.
A Costco baby, 260 on sale.
Exactly. Yeah. Great setup.
Yeah, that's all you need, man. You don't got to put all some crazy stuff on your roof.
Yeah.
Like everything's inside your rig.
Yep.
What's headroom like though? Like when you get out, it's like limited.
It is.
It's kind of like being in the Crosstrike in the Luna Life.
Yeah. Before I had this, it was nice because I could, totally sit up, change.
I mean, I can't tell. Do I have? Okay, maybe I do have more headroom, but okay. I guess I do, but yeah, it's still workable. At least it's not like a cop. You see some people where they have the freaking mattress up to like right here.
Yeah.
Like you can't even turn on your side.
It's a coffin.
And I built this out specifically to this height because I carry my spare tire up there.
Nice.
In the back seat area.
Yeah.
So I made it platform exactly to the height of the spare
Can you
tire.
carry a spare tire just under your car, or
It won't fit.
It won't fit.
Yeah,
What size tires do you run?
255, 80,
Is that a 33 or
33.
Can we go to this side and take a look at that?
So yeah, the 285s run like 32 and a half, but this is a true close to 33. So I just run it.
There you go.
Got it.
Nice. Did you remove your back seat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back seats, yeah. I
Okay.
have no needs for them, so.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Very cool. So I have a friend that I recommended GX 460.
Okay. Yeah.
And the thing has a 8.2 inch rear diff, 4 pinion. So the rear diff's like a little more robust. The front brakes are more robust. So that thing has a 6-speed.
Yeah.
He's able to get he told me, he's like, dude, I had the thing fully loaded, and there's 3 rows of seats. Mm-hmm. So he had 8 people in his car, right? Because it's we weigh 2, 3, 2. Is that no 7? That's 7.
Yeah, 7.
So I had 7 people with fully loaded with gear, nothing on the roof though, and it's stock, so highway terrain tires, nothing like this. And he said, yeah, I was driving 90 to the Grand Canyon, and I went there and back. He did a loop, and he still got like 19 MPG.
Yeah. They're rated a couple miles higher than the 470s with the 5-speed. Before I, upgraded on stock tires, I would see on the, the computer, the Lexus gauge or whatever, miles per gallon, I would see like 18.
Yeah.
But that's me, chilling,
right.
65, 70 on the freeway, 75.
Okay, so you said 15 MPG through Utah. So explain, how fast are you going?
Speed limit.
80.
Yeah.
Okay.
80.
So 80's
combined, yeah.
80's up there, man. That's far beyond the drag coefficient's designed for 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you're going 80. So that's why you're getting 15. So if you go 70, how much are you getting?
It would probably hit like 16, more than 17-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Cool.
if I drive like locally, like 65 is the speed limit,
Mm-hmm.
then I could see higher than 15.
Yeah.
Just being easy on it, but
Right. Cool. Well, thanks for sharing, man.
Yeah, no
That's some. And this guy actually I had so much footage on that MPG video I released, but you were in it briefly.
Yeah, I saw that real brief moment.
Real briefly, but I never got the chance to go over, like you ended up getting 27 MPG.
I almost have a hard time believing I got 27. I think.
No, you did though. Like we measured it,
I know.
the distance traveled and the gallons you filled.
But also, I
So-
think when we were at the gas station that last time, I was thinking about it. And I think you were inside and we filled up and it clicked off and I topped off a little bit. So I
Okay.
think me topping off.
I didn't top off though.
So I topped off,
Yeah.
thus leading me to use more gallons than we really thought, because next time it clicked off at that moment. I never.
In case you're wondering, we all drove about 300 miles over to the Mammoth Ski Resort from the Los Angeles and San Bernardino area. We drive up the Eastern Sierra Corridor, Highway 395. It's very windy, and that wind really affects MPGs. On the 696-mile trip, I ended up getting over 20 miles per gallon. Going by distance traveled divided by gallons filled, I measured 20.5 MPG. I don't go off of the MPG computer, I go by distance traveled divided by gallons filled. Also, I'm using California gas, which is known to be about 10% less fuel efficient than other states. I remember driving to Sedona, Arizona with my wife and my brother, full with kayaking gear, and the gear was inflatable, so it wasn't on top of my roof or anything like that. And I ended up getting 24 miles per gallon going down, and then 23 coming up. And my Honda Passport was modified very similar to how it is now. So that's all the time we have for this video. I hope you found it informational and to some extent entertaining. Stay tuned for the Mojave road trip. The reason I made these videos is because when you overland 130 miles off-road, then you really need to maximize those MPGs, because it can make the difference between making it through and being stranded. So stay tuned for the Mojave Road video. I should have it up next week. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun on your adventures.